Okie dokie, we're back after that little break to continue Twitchington. It's been a few days since I last played. And we've altered the Twitch settings a little bit, reduced the quality ever so slightly. It shouldn't make much difference with this game, but we were getting a few reports that Twitch is having a bit of trouble at the moment, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Do say if you experience any problems. And here we go. This is Twitchington. And I've conveniently forgotten how to play. Just after a couple of days. I think we're just shy of, yep, 7,500 population. Once that ticks over, we get access to a lot of new zoning, which I'm eager to experiment with. High residential, high density commercial, and office zones, which is interesting. That shouldn't take too long to tick over, and I'm going to have to think about buying some more land soon, because I wanted to keep this beginning area rather quaint. I did zone that area, I assume. And there we go. Reached a population of 7,500. And lots of new policies. And the new zones that we finally get to experiment with. And a couple of new buildings, including the university and incineration plant, which will come in handy a great deal. Excellent. Okay. So I think first things first, we're going to make use of that incineration plant as soon as I find it. You can tell it's been a couple of days, can't remember where anything is. There it is. Garbage. Incineration plant. Oh, I see. It generates some power. Oh, that's nice. Ah, and it's very tiny. I wonder what the consumption rate is. Does it tell me? Lots of pollution, lots of noise pollution. Processing rate, 48,000 a week. Okay, and how much does one of these carry? Oh, blimey. Like 8 million? Yep, looks about that. Okay, is that residential or shopping? I think that's shopping, so we should be okay. But by the looks of it, it's got a very, very large pollution zone, which we really want to avoid going over too much. So I'm going to stick it down there, I think. That should start emptying some of this. Multiple problems. I said to empty it. I hope that was the right choice. I don't know whether it does it automatically. We've got an army of trucks coming out. And they do, yep, they are going to the incineration plant. Good, good. Alright, what's next on the list? I have to think about buying a new zone so we can start doing this high density residential areas. The only problem is our road infrastructure, as you see here, is quite pants. And that's going to cause a lot of problems, I think. And I don't really see any shortcuts for improving that. unless I think about dezoning this area a bit, which I think I might have to do. Let's see what roads I've got. I did prepare some roundabouts. So, large roundabout, I think that's the job. I think we're going to have to do something because that traffic is just going to build up. Okay, so let's give it a pause and start demolishing stuff. This is where everything goes wrong. I have to remember that's a one-way street. That's dual carriageway. That's one way. No idea what's going to happen to all the cars on the non-existent road. Alright. Let's give it a go. It's going to look ugly. It's going to mess up our nice town. But I think we're going to have to try it. We're going to have to do something. And a one-way road, just connecting that, and we should be fine. Hopefully that should increase the traffic a little bit. Doesn't exactly look nice. But at this time, I don't think there's a way around that. So let's see how it does. Are they traffic lights? Yes. Didn't really want traffic lights. Okay, this actually seems a bit worse. Much worse, in fact. Ah, dear. I have got an experimental highway roundabout, but that's going to take up much more area. I could try it, I suppose. Something's got to be done. So, okay, we're going to get rid of this. I think we're going to have to get rid of this road, unfortunately. It's going to cause some problems if I don't. And the highway roundabout. Space is already occupied. Okay, so let's take off a tiny bit more road on either end. And we should be good. This is something completely new I experimented with, so no idea how it's going to work. I think we might get lucky and be able to reconnect this. Excellent. Okay, so we wouldn't have lost too much there. Let's rezone the industrial. Okay, all good. Then we need to reconnect these roads. I wonder if I can get away with another roundabout there, or if it's going to be a bit too close. We might, you know. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to connect it up, but let's have a try. Okay, that'll funnel into that, that'll funnel into that, and that funnels into that. Okay. And for now, let's just reconnect that, see how it goes. Tiny bit wonky, isn't it? Never mind. All good. And we've got an abandoned building. Let's take care of that. Everything else is coming along quite nicely. So let's see how this goes. I seem to have broken it. Yep, I seem to have broken it big time. Partly because I seem to have a dual carriageway on a one-way street. It's going to create no end of problems. So let's just rectify that quickly. And of course it's put up traffic lights, which is what we didn't want. Not quite sure a way around that. I think actually I want that one way as well. We're getting there, slowly. I wonder what the noise pollution's like. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Okay. That is good. I'm still getting the same issues though for this road. I wonder what the best thing to do there is. I don't know, it's moving slowly. Let's leave that for now. This zone has come along nicely while we were gone. Power's fine. Water not doing too well on water. How are the books set up? Oops, wrong one. Oh, city planning, let's have a good look there. Heavy traffic ban, okay. That's what I wanted. And the water budget wasn't quite at 100%, so let's tweak that and have a quick check. Much better. If I... Multiple problems. Got a load of fire engines going around the city. Okay, so what we want to do is think about getting a bit more land. And where do we want it? Tricky. Actually, very tricky. Because... okay, this area looks good. There's some oil and ore in this area. Okay. And let's see if we can hunt down those resources. No. It seems not. There's a bit of forest there. Loads of oil over here. But that's outside the reach. As is the ore. So it lied. It fibbed to me. Okay. Oh, we seem to have access to a train though. Oh, there's a fire over there. How are we doing? Right. What I'm thinking is... possibly some highway? Is highway one way? Okay, we're gonna have to use the cheapest road we've got so we can keep this in line, I think. Yeah, good. That's not gonna be very expensive. I see. Can it cross through? Oh, brilliant. You can actually have rail crossings. Okie dokie. So, how are we going to branch this off? Interesting. Or I could do something clever and try to actually start creating a higher residential, higher capacity, density even, residential zone over here. But then again, it's going to be right next to noise. Don't want to do that, do I? So it's this or nothing, I think. So get rid of a bit of this. And go for the highway, I think. I'd rather not slow traffic down into the city, so How do I... It's page up, isn't it, too? That's not working. Maybe it's just far too close. And page up. Okay, cool. So I'm hoping one will be enough. So hopefully I can place that there. Go across a little bit. And then back down. And then connect. And it's slightly off center, which is going to drive me nuts. Seriously nuts. Okay. Quick retry. And oh, I can't do it the other way because it's a one-way road. Okay. I'm going to do something clever. Bring out the pre-made highway roundabout, which I haven't now got room for. And I shall stick that there. I figure this is going to be the residential and quiet zone. And then this will be more for high density. But it's not in a straight line. Okay, let's try something else. Let's build another one of these. Ah, I can't, it's going to be too close. We're going to have to... build out a bit. Oh dear, I've broken the road. Okay, all good. And we're now going to do something tricky. to there, and let's connect that to there. Okay, that should be okay. Taking a little while to get this area set up, unfortunately. Let's get rid of that and put a one-way road there. And the garbage is piling up. Big time. Oh dear. We've got a garbage problem. How's the incinerator doing? It's full. So we're going to need another incinerator, I think. I think that's the only way we're going to be able to reduce the burden on the city. It's got such a horrible entrance, it's going to be polluted and everything. Welcome to Twitchington. And then just the smell takes you over. Right, so let's put that next to there. That was daft of me. This is a one-way street, I think. Let's have a look. Yep, it's a one-way street. So now the people from... Yep, they're going to have to move that, aren't they? Because it makes no sense. Relocate building. Okay, simple enough to do. Sorted. Hopefully that should help problem a little bit, but I think we're going to need another landfill, unfortunately. Let's see what that does. And back to our new area, which we're eventually going to have to connect, but I'm not quite sure how yet. And also the fact it's wonky. So for now, let's continue this. I think I'm just going to go for... something that makes a bit more sense. I wonder if trains create noise pollution. Actually, I wonder if there's a way to find out. It would make sense if they did. That's working out quite nicely. And yeah, let's stop there. Okay. So what's that going to be? High density residential zones? If it's going to be quiet, I think that's a good idea. And let's see how it goes. High density commercial. think that's going to be a bit too close. But what I was thinking about is we've got some demand for industry, but offices now come under that category as well. And I believe offices also stop noise pollution. So, this isn't a one-way street, so I can make use of this. Let's try zoning some offices. And then I can replace this area with commercial. That didn't take long. And I want to do the same to this area here. Which again shouldn't take too long to replace. The roads are working a little bit better since I put in this nasty, horrible looking thing. But I've just moved all the congestion up to this roundabout instead. So, not quite the success I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping that more traffic would filter off down here, but surprisingly they're not too interested in doing that. Ah, of course! This area has no water or power. And I think they're going to end up living next to a dump. Sewage pipe even. I don't know. If I make that for fresh water input from this stream, and this stream can then be more focused on waste, because that's already polluted. So let's stick water pumping station, that's what we need. And we don't want it too close to the residential area. Let's just go for here, as upstream as we can get it. And have to remember to pipe everything up. Too close. Okay, and this. Excellent. We'll go to there. Ah, we've still got the problem about electricity, haven't we? I think we're going to have to use some power lines. Let's bring this up over here for now. That should just about cover everything. But yes, power. I think we're going to have to go the cheesy way for the moment and try to utilise some power lines, which aren't going to play nice. I'm like one square out. Is that going to be enough? Let's have a look. Can always zone in a bit more residential, I suppose. Helps if I unpause it. That would be brilliant. Okay, electricity and water. We have successfully built some high density residential buildings. That no one is currently using. Ah, of course, the water pipe hasn't got any electric either. Okay, we can always remove these in the future. Let's go for that for now. That should connect everything up. I'm not quite sure what the power drain is going to be on this area. And of course they also lack amenities as well, like health. Because I haven't connected it to the main city. Oh dear. We are going to have to change something. Okay, for now, thinking I want to expand this area a bit, without a doubt, and make it look nice. Whoops, took it long enough. Okay, 3 should be fine, I think. And then what I plan on doing is having some amenities on this main road, which is going to have to connect wonkily. Annoying, but never mind. Right, what do we need? A hospital would be relatively good. That's going to cover a large area as well. Okay, let's not do that just yet. How are we doing for the officers over here? Okay, 4 fire engines have just left the scene of a fire. And we're still getting no cars using this area. Oh yes we are, a couple there. Okay, good. As long as we know it's working, connected. Not quite sure. Let's go back to these miniature roundabouts. Oh, they're really close, aren't they? Okay, let's change things up a little bit for this area. There we go, looks nice enough. How's the incineration plant doing? Good. Yeah, this is going to have a criminal problem. We'll work on that in a minute. At the moment, I wanted to expand this into high density commercial. Why is that wonky? That's going to annoy me as well. Everything's wonky at this point. Okay, we're good. So, there's something else I want to experiment with as well. I think I read a guide, which is worth checking out on Steam. Actually, I don't know whether you can do it with high density, so I'll leave that for now. Ignore me completely. Basically what it was is you can checker some of these areas. Like so. I think like that. I'll have to double check. Let's see how this goes. Because if it works, it's worth knowing. And we'll see if that fills up. But back down to here for now. For loads of residential. And we wanted some high density commercial zones. But I think they're going to be noisy. Let's see how that goes. And we didn't really leave room for any offices. Although I don't know whether offices actually produce noise. I think they stop it more than anything. Let's bring up the noise pollution bar again. Yeah, by the looks of it, deep red produce it, so the white areas don't. He's in trouble. Building's on fire. Okay, we should be far enough away to zone some offices anyway, I think. Actually, that's right next to a highway, we don't want that, do we? So I'm actually going to rezone this area. I don't have a university. I'm not going to be able to staff up my offices because I don't have any educated people. Here might be a good idea. Let's have a look. University. As long as it covers a very large area actually, we can probably afford to go inwards more. Except there isn't room. It's a very large building. Aha! How about there? Nope, too far away. Typical. But there would be brilliant. So, okay, that's what we're going to go for. Oh no, that was our experimental zone, wasn't it? never mind. I'll do the experiment somewhere else. Unless I can go here. Okay, that works just as well. If not better. So let's plonk that there. And we get the tidal wave of smileys. Lovely. So we have university set up. The high commercial district. I think we're going to think about having some industry over here near the polluted water. Keep it all nice and contained. This area we need to do something. Not quite sure what. Things are falling apart, slowly but surely. Unravelling at the seams. Although we do seem to have a garbage problem under control now, so that's good. It's just putting some office space over here, which I think I left a bit too much room, unfortunately. And everything's wonky. Okay, let's drag this. That's the mistake I'm having. I'm not taking into consideration the zoning. Okay, all coming together. Whoops, that wasn't. It's not the most densely packed city. By any means, actually. I could have done that probably a bit better. But I'm liking it. I still think it looks like a circuit board. How's the power doing? We're okay. Right. I think we can think about having a train station soon. That'll be interesting. Oh dear. Ah, never mind. I thought I was going to have trouble connecting that, but nope. Okay, we're going to need some more services. Is a hospital going to be overkill? I do seem to have a medical centre just there, but the range is much worse. have more trash problems? Okay, let's build some... Actually, let's build some offices here. That could work. It's gonna dampen the sound from the road a bit. I still can't remember whether commercial produces noise or not. Let's experiment a little bit, I think. And there's also something I wanted to try. Which I think I'm going to do up here. Or not. There's a pretty cool guide on Steam Guides about utilising space by checkerboarding your placing patterns, which I've attempted to do here, but I think they might be a bit too wide or long, so I'm going to have to check up on that. But it is available, it's one of the top rated guides, so it's worth checking out. But I did want to test it a little bit. There's a bus depot and a metro. I could swear there was something to do with trains in this. Train, reach a population of 11,000. And what are we on at the moment? 8,525. Not doing so well there. So that's a way off yet, unless I like rezone everything to be high residential, high density residential. Let's check power quickly. Just acceptable. Water we're doing well. Sewage treatment is dropping a bit, we're going to have to jump into that soon. But this area is coming along quite nicely. We're going to be able to remove the power lines soon. I'm going to keep this area relatively sparse for now, so I've got enough room to deal with the train later on. Okay, let's see what the noise pollution's doing over here. It is commercial that's producing noise, so I'm kind of thinking go residential to offices and then commercial, then industry. I think that makes sense. Which is not what I did down here. Ah! That could be a problem. Let's just check the noise levels. Yeah, it's going to be way too noisy for the residential area, I would have thought. Okay, let's attempt a line of offices. Which actually just corresponds to 2 buildings. Wonderful. Or 2 zones. Okie dokie. Well, the residential area is coming along nicely. We're getting much more population. There is something I wanted to try, which I'm still determined to try. I know, let's do it here. Just a little bit. Oops. I have no idea if this is going to work. But worth experimenting, I think. Oops, I'm not leaving any room between those. And let's do some twos again over here, see if that works. Let's see if we get any houses plop up. How are we doing? Everything seems okay. Everyone's happy. We're gaining a lot more people. We're edging towards 10,000, which has happened quicker than I thought it would. I think we're coming up on the hour mark. So what I'm going to do is fill in these areas quickly. And then I wanted to experiment with some offices. A lot of offices actually. Then some commercial. And then I was going to finish off with a bit of industry down here. We'll probably get away with 2. Or do I want to? I'll see how that goes for now. By the looks of it, we can cut back on some of the power, I think, if we can select it. There we go. All good. How are we looking? Not bad. Oh, we've got all this room over here to use as well, which we haven't tapped into yet, and I think there's a decent... Yeah, there's quite a decent wind current here. So that's something we're going to have to consider. A secondary wind farm, perhaps. It's very windy there. Oh dear, we've got a building without power. Ah, of course. So we're going to have to have something connecting the industry after all. How about some low commercial? Hopefully that shouldn't take too long to zone. Are they offices? Yes. Okie dokie. Right, 10,000 is edging nearer and nearer. We've got to see the high density zones. So I think that might be a good place to stop for now. So actually, before I go, I'm just going to have a quick check at the experimental zone, which I think I'll actually name. Currently has done nothing. Okie dokie. Well, that'll be it for now. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.